Hello fairy friends, it's Caroline here from the Fairy Nice Trading Company, and this week I've got a bit of a early morning Instagram live for you. And show you how I did it, get it all done before she got back. So I thought I would pop on quickly this morning and show you how we're going to this week. So this week, because of the brownie camp, I've slightly deviated from the springtime thing that we're doing on the blog at the moment, and I've jumped in to a scene that I usually do in the summertime, in the summer holidays, and that's the fairy camping scene because of brownie camp, you see. Now, she wasn't actually camping in a tent, she was in a house, but she'll get the message when she sees what they're up to, because she does really like this scene as well. Now, I'm going to turn you round, and what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes, because I don't want you to see the fairy door that I've put up. Here I go. Now, you have not seen this fairy door. This is, I've decided to surprise her. I created a new fairy door, which is going to be part of our new springtime collection, the Fairy Flower Crown fairy doors, and I created this while she was away, and I wanted her to see it when she came in because it's one she's never seen before. So it's secret. Don't tell anyone you've seen it, because this is not going to be available on our website until at least May, depending on how things go. So you haven't seen it, keep it between us. That's one of our little fairy secrets. So here we are, we've got our scene all set up. Now, I've cheated a bit this morning. I haven't set it up. I'm not going to set it up with you because it does take a little bit of fiddling, this scene, and I didn't want you to see me faffing around and possibly swearing as things fell over every time I knocked them, and because there's an awful lot of balancing tiny things, so you might want to give yourself a little bit of time if you're going to do this one. So I'm going to take you in a little bit closer and show you what we've got. Now, you can see you've got your beautiful fairy door there. Now, what I've used here is 2 Weetabix, continuing my theme of cereals I hate. Weetabix is another one, but they do make great fairy hay bales. So 2 Weetabix, or perhaps even shredded wheat would probably do the same sort of job. Any kind of wheat biscuit type thing that you can balance, make excellent fairy hay bales. So we've put one on top of each other there for the fairies to sit on. And I'm going to take you in a little bit closer. You can see that we've got on the top of the fairy hay bales, we've got a newspaper and a little teacup from the picnic set to show that our fairy has just got up and popped back inside the door, and she's been having a cup of tea and reading the morning paper with her after a night's camping. She's got her little pot of milk. Do you remember we had the milk delivered to the fairy door the other day? So she's got her little milk there. She's taken that with her camping for her tea, and she's popped her wellies off there. These fairy wellies, these are the ones that come in the fairy gardening set. So she's just left her wellies there. Now, one of the most fiddly bits of this scene is this. It's simple, but it is a little bit fiddly, is this little fairy campfire. So what I've got is just bits from the garden, so some little pebbles, little stones from around our driveway, in fact. I've just picked out a few small ones, put them in a ring, and then just got some twigs from the garden, snapped them up small, and built them into a little fireplace. Now, you can put your little teapot, perhaps, from your picnic set on the top there, like she's boiling the kettle if you want to. But today I've just left that as a little fireplace. So that's the fairy or brownie campfire. So now the next bit, which is what makes it the camping scene, and why I did it before I brought you on, is the fairy tent. Now, there you go, we've made our fairy tent. Now, again, this is super simple. It's just 2 sticks. Try and grab just 2 sticks from the garden, or maybe you can get some of those wooden kebab sticks if you want something a little bit more uniform. A piece of string tied between them, and a piece of cotton fabric over the top. And you can see I've anchored the sticks to the ground with these big blobs of blue tack, useful blue tack. And I've just got these tiny little pegs here. These are the craft pegs that you can get, that you use when you're making birthday cards, and that you can find them in craft shops, or, you know, places like The Works and that, for just a £1 or so. And they're really quite useful, because you can use those in your laundry set when you want to do your fairy washing line. And by the way, these are the same sticks and string that I do use for the fairy washing line, so it's a double up there. And you can use them for doing things like anchoring your tent. So you just stick those together. Now that's what's fiddly. This takes a little bit of mushing to stick it so that they'll stay up for a while, but it's worth the perseverance. And then you just drape your little bit of fabric over the top. We have always got bits of fabric hanging around this house, but if you haven't, then other things you could use a tissue, a clean tissue, or you can get those fat quarters, you know, in craft shops and sewing shops, and you could just cut out a square of that, and really you could choose any sort of fabric that might coordinate nicely with your fairy door, so that would make it really special, wouldn't it? So there we go, there's our camping scene. If I come out, you can see the whole scene all together now. Naughty me, I'm going to give you a sneak peek of this new fairy door, because I really am super pleased with myself about the whole thing. So as you can see, it's got the sort of flower crown at the top, and we've got a tiny little ladybird in there as well, and this is the daisy one that's going to be on the green door. And so pretty. I'm really pleased with myself with that one. And that's going to be available from May. So keep an eye out. If you're not on our newsletter, why not? Get on it, because you get all sorts of free stuff, and printable fairy letters, you get printable activities, you get insights from me that we only share in the email and in the fairy circle. You get all sorts of offers so that you can grab your beautiful fairy door at an enchanting price. Yeah, get on the email list, and how you do that is you just pop over to the website, and there's all sorts of little pop-ups there that will ask you if you want a free printable, and we'll pop you on the email list, whether it's the Tooth Fairy, the Dummy Fairy, the Sleep Fairy. We've got little freebies for all those lovely magical visitors, and you're very welcome to them. Also, you get all of it, in the Fairy Circle when you become a customer, and you automatically get a membership to our Fairy Circle at the moment when you buy anything in the store. So that will be changing later on in the year. It will only apply to fairy doors later on in the year, but at the moment it's if you buy magical accessories as well. So I hope you like that little scene. I think Hayley's going to really like it when she comes back from Brownie Camp. It's really nice when you can do something that ties in with what's going on in your own life with your fairy doll, because I think that those are the scenes that enchant them the most, really. So she's going to be super pleased that her fairies have been on pack holiday while she has. And then next week, I've not really got plans, but if there's anything you particularly want to see, drop me a message or leave a comment on one of the posts. If you really like a scene, I can try and recreate it for you. Otherwise, I imagine we'll possibly carry on with our spring fairy scenes, a bit of fairy gardening. I hear there's a heat wave coming in the UK midweek next week, so it may be a perfect opportunity for the fairies to get out in their fairy garden with their little deck chairs and their picnic sets and their sun hats and soak up a little bit of sun. What do you think? Okay, so I'm going to dash off now, and I am sending you fondest fairy blessings and lots of love, and I shall see you again soon. Bye.